from insects collections. Yes, you are visiting my channel, which is called Dr. Victor Fursov, Entomologist Beekeeper teacher. It's evening time, it's night time in Ukraine, it's midnight time in Ukraine. But in other countries you can connect with me, and you can communicate despite any time when you are watching it. Morning time, evening time, or just midnight. I'm quite sure that not too many people are watching it in Ukraine because it's midnight, but nevertheless it's other time in America, other time in Africa, in Europe, and even in Australia. So welcome to my stream devoted to insects collections and entomology. I'm keeping in hands entomological net. This is equipment, this is entomological tool, which is used for insects collecting. On this channel it's slightly difficult to communicate with people because I'm just talking directly with screen, not with audience. I'm just observing not many people are joining the stream. That's why it will be just watch maybe later, maybe hours later, maybe just only morning time in other countries, because people can join this stream if they understand English language. In Ukraine I try to communicate with people in English. It's slightly difficult because, just only maybe 10 people among 100 people in Ukraine. Old one, just school students or just university students are speaking English. Last time I recognized that approximately 10 young people just in 100 followers were watching it, and maybe just 5 of them indicated they can speak English, 5 or 8. So about 8% they have been speaking English and they have been writing some messages and comments. That's why this stream is devoted to English-speaking community, because this stream from Kyiv, capital of Ukraine. Of course, maybe you know where is Ukraine, maybe you don't know where is Ukraine. I'm quite sure that you have heard something about Ukraine, because Ukraine is still fighting, Ukraine is still existing, Ukraine is still struggling for the latest 4 years of a large-scale war in Ukraine, and we are surviving, we are fighting, we are looking forward for the peace, and we are looking forward for stability in Ukraine as well. Nevertheless, every one of us has a specialty, profession, and my profession is connected with insects. So if you're watching me, my profession is biologist, my profession is entomologist, my profession is entomology and plant protection. So I'm studying insects, I'm a researcher, I'm senior researcher at the Institute of Zoology of National Academy of Sciences. I'm using this funny butterfly net or beetle's net just for collecting, not fish, not for fishing, just making these funny movements that some entomologists are doing, just sweeping on branches of trees and shrubs. This is called sweeping. So I'm using sweeping net or butterfly net to collect insects. Which insects I'm collecting? My profession is connected with studying of special insects, very tiny, very small insects, not a big one, not so big one like hornets or big beetles, not like this one. This is a head of hornet, Vespa crabra, European hornet, which is a big one, about 30 millimeters, 3 centimeters size, 2 inches by day, quite a big one, the biggest in Ukraine, venomous wasp, which can be stinging and can be very dangerous because of stinging. I'm studying small insects, I'm studying small parasitic insects. I'm entomologist and I'm biologist and I'm beekeeper. I'm studying parasitic wasp as my profession, and I'm just studying honeybees and some other predaceous wasps as a hobby in the free time. And also I'm making some funny videos, I hope so, here on this screen, in this social media, and sometimes in other social medias. So you can type my name in internet, you can always find me in internet, and also you can check description of this video with 12 different social media, with 12 different websites, where you can find links with me, just either with photographs, either with some stories, or just with some videos here on YouTube, also with some videos in TikTok, in Facebook, in LinkedIn, and other social media for sure. And of course in ResearchGate and Academia Edu, because I'm a researcher. If you are interested to know what I'm studying, which insects I'm studying, which insects I'm investigating during my career, which I'm studying under the microscope, you can visit ResearchGate, you can visit Academia Edu. Links you can see here in the description of my channel for sure. And you can find also some emails and some links in description of each video to contact with me personally, to send me personal message, because I'm studying parasitoids, parasitic wasps. They are widely distributed all around the world in different countries. They are phytophagous, they are parasitic, they belong to different families. My favorite family which I'm studying, this is family Trichogrammatidae, the tiniest one insects, one of the tiniest. Trichogrammatidae, and these are parasitic wasps of a superfamily Calcidoidae. They belong to different families. This is Eulophyridae, this is Eulophidae, this is Eulophidae, Tetracampidae, Signiphoridae. These are, I'm quite sure, inserted a different one, my favorite, which I'm studying, Trichogrammatidae, Mimaridae, Eurythmidae, Taurimidae. Eurythmidae and Taurimidae, they are parasitic and phytophagous, and Trichogrammatidae calcid wasps are egg parasitoids, and they're parasitic. So I'm studying parasitic wasps, which are exclusively egg parasitoids inside eggs of other insects. Maybe inside some eggs of arthropods. Many trophical relations between parasitoid and host are still unknown, unstudied, because these insects, these parasitoids, are very tiny. As I said, they are very tiny, they are not so big as hornets. Sometimes they are extremely tiny. This one, for instance, Megastigmus. These insects belonging to family Megastigmidae form Taurimidae, 5 mm size with extended ovipositor. But some other insects, extremely tiny, like this one, this parasitoid is called Megaphragma, family Trichogrammatidae. This is very tiny, one of the tiniest insects. Genus Megaphragma. This is egg parasitoids of thrips, sucking insects. Can you imagine thrips? It's extremely small one, not 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter size thrips. Tiniest, one of the tiniest insects. They're just jumping, they're nicely flying on flowers, and you can find them on Asteraceae plants in any country for sure. And many thrips, they're pests in agriculture, in vineyard culture as well. And they can be predaceous, and most of them, many of them, maybe most of them, they're phytophagous, thrips. But this is a parasitoid of genus Megaphragma. They are one of the tiniest insects. And you can see here, this is a picture under the microscope. The shape of a Megaphragma parasitoid, still the same as honeybee, with antennae, with head, with 3 pairs of legs, with hairy wings. This parasitoid has all systems like honeybee, but size was about size. Size is about 0.2, 0.25, of 4 times smaller than 1 millimeter, 4 times or 3 times smaller than thrips. Yes, thrips are very small. Parasitoids are 3 times smaller, the same size as unicellular infusoria. This is just infusoria, 1 cell, and this is multicellular organism. Beautiful Megaphragma parasitoid. And this one is a unicellular amoeba infusoria as well, also unicellular, twice bigger than this tiny parasitoid, which is extremely small one. I was thinking that it's quite difficult to collect it, and it's really true, but nevertheless, if you can use some special equipment, and if you have a great patience, it's possible to use standard methods of collecting tiny parasitoids, to use these tiny yellow pen traps with water, salt and detergent, with shampoo. So if you fill just yellow plates with water, with shampoo and salt, and just distribute it on the ground, just on somewhere between shrubs, somewhere between trees, it's possible that these tiny parasitoids are flying around. They can be jumping on the plate, can drop inside the water and can die inside. And you can collect them inside this water. These parasitoids have never been found in Ukraine yet. So this is a miracle. They should be here. Why I say so? I was trying to search it. But they're very tiny. I've been searching them in Crimea, in south part of Ukraine, several years, not couple years, several years. I've been putting these plates just in a forest, in a wet part of forest, not in a dry place. I have been searching for insects inside, collected soup of insects. I didn't find it because they're very small. Maybe they are still flying over there in summertime for sure, springtime. It's important to make collecting in precise time. It's difficult if you can distribute plates with water and shampoo in unsuitable time. You can collect other parts, other groups of insects. Maybe not this one, as like that. If you in the correct time, you can be lucky and can find it. Because if you if you collect all insects from the plate, I use this aquarium net. As I said, net for tiny fish. I bought it just in a zoo market. Fill these tiny nets with water, with shampoo, clean it under this clean water, and put all insects collected inside several, maybe 10, 20 plates. Collect here in this aquarium net and then just refill it, put it in other plastic or glass cages like that. Inside alcohol, it's possible to collect tiniest insects which were flying everywhere here around like plankton, which are flying not only like plankton, just also actively flying everywhere around. But you can collect them inside, sort them out. This tiny fishing net is very tough, with very tiny mesh. So you can collect even the tiniest insects like that megaphragma. I still didn't find it in Ukraine. I hope to find it maybe in next years, because just a couple of years ago, researchers from UK, from England and from Romania published a review of genus of this parasitoids, a review for genus Megaphragma, and they found that this genus is quite widely distributed all around the world, not only in tropical places, not only in subtropical areas, as it was suggested before. Some insects have been found even in North America, in USA, in South America, parasitoids of some thrips in Colombia, in Venezuela, in Ecuador, in Brazil, but also in several countries of Europe, in Romania, and even in England. This is not subtropical area, so a big surprise. These tiny parasitoids, very tiny, the same size as tiny infusoria. These insects have been found in the UK, and last year, 2025, couple individuals were described and noted as recorded insects in Wrocław, in Poland. One devoted entomologist collected it and indicated in just recent publication as a new species for the fauna of Poland. So I suggested, obviously, probably these insects should be collected soon in Carpathian region and in some other areas in Ukraine. We have put some traps in Carpathian region. My colleagues have studied Carpathian region very carefully with Malays trap, not with yellow pen traps, maybe partially with yellow pen traps, mostly with Malays trap, big traps for collecting Ichneumoniid wasp, big Braconiid wasp. But maybe also these tiniest of them can be collected either in Malays trap, but in American trap, yellow plates became the most effective for collecting these insects, these tiny megafragma. So if you want to collect them, try to do it. You can be lucky. Maybe you can find them in your country first of among another entomologist, because it will be big surprise to find these parasitoids in any country of the world, because they're very tiny, they're very small. It needs great devotion, attention, and to find them in sorted material inside ethanol, just under the microscope, under the high magnification of microscope, during sorting of hundreds tiny insects like that. Of course, you're studying beetles, you're lucky to collect big insects, big beetles, because beetles were huge, were much bigger than this one which I was talking about. These beetles are extremely huge, and some of them extremely colorful, extremely extravagant. So they have extremely interesting, unusual, very funny shape, like weevils, like ground beetles. And many different groups of beetles have unique shape and unique biology, like these leaf beetles like that, Rhizomelidae family. Many Rhizomelidae family lay open wings, open eggs, so they're quite visible. It's quite easy to find eggs like this Colorado beetle. It's laying just eggs in the groups. But there are some parasitoids, of Maimaridae family and other families were parasitizing Hispine subfamily, were parasitizing Rhizomelidae family eggs, and they can be very interesting for the study, for taxonomic study. Quite sure that some other beetles like these horn beetles, they're unique for study their biology in nature. Even these huge beetles from Brazil, which are well known from South America, they also lay eggs in hidden places, and it's quite sure that they have a lot of special parasitoids of horn beetles, Cerambycidae, which are hiding somewhere under the bark of trees. Greetings to other people who is joining us this stream in this midnight. Best greetings to people from Ukraine, from Kharkiv who is watching us. Best greetings to our visitors and streamers who are watching us in America as well. Welcome to this stream. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to subscribe and press likes. Write your comments as well. Some beetles extremely colorful like this. These weevils from tropical regions, for sure they have very interesting behavior and biology, and they are obviously connected with some plants, because with these weevils are just phytophagous. They're hiding somewhere eggs inside stems, between leaves of plants, sometimes in roots. And there are special parasitoids of family Maimaridae and other families, Eulophidae. They're parasitizing eggs of weevils in a temperate region and in tropics as well. It's possible to collect them as egg parasitoids. There are some egg parasitoids of weevils, and there are egg larval parasitoids of weevils, with very unique, very specific biology. So many of beetles have special trophical relations with parasitoids. For sure you can be surprised by collecting this big Titanus beetle somewhere in Brazil and Ecuador. The biggest of them, the size about 23 centimeters. Huge one. Mostly males are coming, just crawling on the ground, and females are just hiding somewhere. So mostly people are collecting males, making less damage for the nature, but it's still a quite rare species. More or less big specimens have a size about 70 centimeters, still big one. This is a real size, nearly like the palm of an adult human being. Maybe this species has also unique parasitoids. Some people are indicating in social media that larvae of Titanus beetle still unknown. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe known, maybe unknown, maybe it's hidden from the public for self-protection of Titanus beetle, for nature conservation. And here I'm pleased to show you my tiny collection of European hornets. Yes, I have collected these hornets myself because some people invited me to their private house near Kyiv, capital of Ukraine, for destruction of this nest of hornet. So this is a piece of nest of hornets which I have collected. Then I mounted them here, spread them carefully with extended ovipositor or just sting, because sting, this is extended ovipositor. Someone asking me, for instance, why do I like insects? That's a good question. Just I wanted to write here the title of my stream, that do you collect insects? The stream about collections. And do you collect insects? And why do I collect insects? So my answers will be, why do I collect insects? Yes, I'm collecting insects because I'm professional entomologist. This is not my hobby. This is my hobby during this evening time and midnight time, because I'm professional entomologist from the university. Yes, when I've been learning just biology, chemistry, math, different subjects in university, I've already been entomologist because I visited the chamber, just the chamber of entomology, zoology of invertebrates from the first grade of university. I have been involved in scientific research of some insects from the first grade of university. So I liked insects from the school, from young age. And this is my passion. This is my passion, love to insects. So, but study of insects just began from the first grade of university, then continued in my postgraduate course when I graduated and got my PhD. And then I just, by the way, I'm working as a 42 years as senior researcher, as entomological researcher in the Institute of Zoology of National Academy of Sciences in Kyiv, Ukraine. So I'm professional entomologist. I'm working more than 40 years in Institute of Zoology. So this is my profession. So I do like insects. I do like my profession. Some people like insects as amateurs because they like their behavior, they like their structures, they like their interesting morphology, beautiful morphology, and they like to make collections, because collection, this is a kind of passion. I'm making this collection with different purpose, because I'm making scientific collection for the research in my laboratory, but now at this moment, this second, I'm at home and I'm making this educational video for my outreach activity, just to entertain the audience, which is watching me just now and maybe can be watching me later, just for fun, for curiosity, and to attract people to entomology and biology, because some people, of a young age, have a lot of doubts. To be entomologists or not to be biologists or not to be, and it needs to push them forward, to support them, to make a piece of enthusiasm and which can be shown by personal experience and personal passion. Remain your question because you didn't write it in the correct way. Say your question in other words. In other words, what do you want to ask about bees and wasps? Right. Bees and wasps were not aliens, were insects, were belonging to our world as creations of nature. Where are you from? Because some people watch us from Ukraine, and where are you from? Someone from viewer of YouTube with such a strange nickname. Right, where you're from. Not many people are watching us online from India. Okay, some insects are really strange, beautiful, colorful, unique, and surprising in India and Southeast Asia. There are some hornets in India, there are some hornets in Southeast Asia, in Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, in Thailand, and maybe Indonesia as well. Different species of hornets are distributed in tropical regions, some of them widely distributed in Southeast Asia, including India as well. And some are trying to penetrate new areas like Australia and New Zealand. This species is European, but one species became European as invasive species from Southeast Asia, which can be collected also in India as well. Vespa velutina has a wide distribution in Nepal, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Thailand and other countries, China as well, and some other places. But now other species, Vespa velutina, is widely distributed in Europe as invasive species. That's why I'm doing this kind of outreach communication and spreading knowledge about Vespida wasps in Ukraine, and I have just supplied one publication about Vespa velutina to the journal, about Vespa velutina in Europe with some expectations, with some proposed quarantine measures to stop possible distribution in Ukraine. There are some studies which indicated that in Ukraine we have weather conditions which are suitable for development of Vespa velutina. Maybe not at the present moment, because at the present moment we have winter, quite a cold one, which is maybe not very suitable for Vespa velutina, but who knows, Vespa velutina survived during some cold periods in France as well. Now we have just -10, -15, up to -20 in Ukraine. Outside of my home, -15 this night time. So maybe Vespa velutina, small Asian hornet, will not survive, but maybe can survive. Even if one female, one queen among 100 queens will survive, next spring, next season, she will produce 100 more queens and 500 workers and 200 drones and maybe 150 queens which can survive, or maybe 10% can survive, so 20 queens survive. We will produce again 500 individuals in next nest, so we can spread very quickly and can establish huge colonies in different places. Who knows about opportunities, how Vespa velutina will survive or not survive in new areas. Latest recording was in Czechia, nearly about 400 kilometers near the border of Ukraine. I am pleased to show you hornets, and also I have a lot of different other collections just for entertainment. People I'm always talking about different insects at home, for instance, showing different home insects like this one here. This is a weevil. This is Pseudophilus beetles, which are feeding on different cereals in kitchen and in stock on different grains. Just very common pests. They're quite small, 2 millimeter size. Weevils, genus Pseudophilus granarius, Pseudophilus zeamites, Pseudophilus oryza. 3 species are distributed in Ukraine. They have a wide distribution all around the world. Global distribution in India and Southeast Asia for sure as well. Other home pests, for instance, this is the Acanthocelidus aptectus, bean beetles. Here beans damaged by beetles. Bean beetles, Acanthocelidus, bruchine, which are belonging now to curculanidae weevils, with damaged beans. Bean beetles are widely distributed. I'm showing usually this collection for students. So that's why beans were damaged and a lot of them inside. Here are another beetles. These are drugstore beetles, Lasioderma siricornia. Drug beetles were damaging different food. Biscuits or biscuit beetles, drugstore beetles or biscuit beetles were damaging dry bread, cereals, flavor, dry foods, dry vegetables, all vegetable dry products. And they are collected usually in kitchen, in stores, in supermarkets, and they're quite often flying inside kitchen. Most of people are familiar about cockroaches. Yes, for sure we have cockroaches in Ukraine. We have cockroaches which are dangerous, 1, 2, 3 species. And one is Madagascar cockroach, the biggest one here. These are pests, not pests, they're pets, home pets. Here this is a shell, this is a skin of cockroach. Central one, this is a real cockroach, and 2 empty shells. Here larva, here adult, and here just a shell. This one and this is a shell. And this small one, American cockroach, this is a black one. Blatta orientalis and Blatta americana. And Blatta, and smallest one as well. So Madagascar cockroach is used just for cultivation as pets in culture. They are not living in nature for sure because it's too cold in Ukraine. Now minus 15 Celsius below zero. I'd like to talk about some hornets which are distributed in Ukraine. For that I'm showing different wasps in my collection, like here. Here in the central part you can recognize 2 big wasps. One is belonging to Megascolia and one belonging to Vespa crabra. Megascolia brighter and dark one, this is Vespa crabra, both males. Males are quite easy to be collected because they are not stinging. Males are helpless. It's quite easy to collect them. Others here, small size, Polystine, Polistes, genus, and Vespula. Yes, Polistes. Oh yes, here also tiny Vespula. They are tiny, they are not so aggressive. They are aggressive, but if I collect them carefully, they will not sting me. If I'm disturbing their big nest, sometimes I did it. I've been stung a couple times. But if I collect them one by one, it's quite easy to collect them for the study, for distribution, for exposition, to be correct. So that's why, as I said, I'm making my collection with purpose of demonstration for outreach activity, just to show them for university students, for school students, and for visitors who are coming to my laboratory. Because it's quite difficult to show these insects. They're small, they need to be shown under the microscope. Their size 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter, or this big one, 5 millimeters. Not so attractive like these huge hornets, wasps, 3 centimeter size. That's why this is my demonstrational collection, just for demonstration for students and visitors who are visiting my institute with some practical questions or just for lectures. But amateurs, as I said, collecting insects with purpose, either for pleasure, for investment sometimes, or just like kind of a gifts, or just for entertainment. You know, it's some people are making kind of exposition with insects like that. So people are buying this like as souvenirs. I didn't buy it actually. One of my friends did it just for me, because I collected this moth in China. I brought it to Ukraine. So this is oak silk moth, which is used usually for special purpose to get eggs of moths. Eggs of this tiny silk moth, oak moths, is used for breeding, for rearing parasitoids, for rearing trichogramma in laboratory. I'm studying trichogramma. I'm professional specialist. I'm taxonomy study, and I'm studying trichogramma, which is tiny parasitoids, which is used for biological control of dangerous agricultural moths and butterflies in different countries, in Europe, in America, in Africa, in Australia as well, in Southeast Asia, in China, in South America and North America as well. So trichogramma is one of the famous, maybe the most famous insect, which is used for biological control of dangerous agricultural pests, dangerous moths all around the world. And I'm studying trichogramma. If you have trichogramma, write in comments, ask me, and we can communicate, you can collaborate for the study of taxonomy, for identification of trichogramma, which I'm doing myself, when I'm making microscopic slides and making study of insects under the microscope, and making identification and description of identified species. Maybe we can find new species of trichogramma in your country, in your area, in your city, in your region, or maybe new for the fauna of your region. If you can collect trichogramma or small parasitoids, write in comments which insects did you collect. If you want to study, if you want to collaborate in their study, you can send these insects to me in tiny tubes for investigation, as a gift for research. And we can make collaborative publications about these insects. I can describe this species. What is it? I can identify it. So we can make collaborative publications in international journal, which can be useful for your career, and it's interesting for the science and description of new species, always very funny, entertaining, and useful for development of science and for development of career as well, because it will be used for your CV in your list of your publications as well. Why not? Losing this opportunity. Let's try to communicate, let's try to collaborate. I was pleased to show you a little bit of my collection. Finally, I can show you, for instance, here. So I have some living insects, like some pupa. For example, one friend of mine sent me here several pupa, which I see sitting here. This pupa of sex Manduca sexta, Manduca tabaca tobacco silk moth, tobacco hawk moth, not silk moth, hawk moth, of family Sphingidae. These are alive pupae, very nice pupae with very special rostrum, like a special place for rostrum. You see, you can recognize shape of pupa is very special one. And pupa is alive, despite now it's the winter. She just, caterpillar just pupated several days ago. And now she's sleeping, not sleeping, she's just moving with tail, with abdomen. But she has a very special structure. You see rostrum with extended piece of pupa. Pupa is very special one. Usually pupa is just like one whole piece, but this one has a pupa and also tiny rostrum. It's very funny. I have four of them, so we're waiting maybe for warmer time. We can wait for 2-3 months and can emerge a little bit later in spring. 2 months more and spring is coming to Ukraine quite soon, in March. So now it's a little bit cold in Ukraine, but nevertheless we're waiting for a warm place, warm time in Ukraine. So warm time is coming soon. And despite all strange circumstances in Ukraine, we hope for the better. I do not describe the situation in Ukraine, which is not going to be so good as it could be in a peaceful time when we had opportunities to make active traveling, active conferences, active congresses, active foreign visits in Ukraine and out of Ukraine. But nevertheless, we're working, we're reading scientific literature, we're studying scientific literature, we're publishing scientific literature. If you want to know more about our study in our institute, welcome to visit my webpage, welcome to visit my channel here, welcome to visit my channel on TikTok as well, and welcome to visit my other websites which are indicated here in the description of this video. And you can become the sponsor of my channel as well. I'm very pleased that some people are joining the team of my sponsors here on YouTube. So the team of sponsors are very helpful for my motivation. Thank you for being with me. Join our sponsors, join my sponsors here. I really appreciate their kindness, their curiosity, their interest, and their kind support being sponsor on YouTube here. For that you can use at the bottom, just press on bottom here in YouTube, or you can use also the link to Patreon or link to PayPal for your direct donation from your sincere heart. Your sincere activity, your sincere donation will be greatly appreciated. It's motivational not only emotionally, little bit motivational financially, is really helpful in this difficult capitalist time in cold winter. Unfortunately, at the present moment, warm evening time, night time in Ukraine, but sometimes we have problems with heating and some other problems because of, you know what's going on in Ukraine. Extremely difficult time. We must survive, we must struggle, we must fight, we must be working in our industry, in our social activities, and of course in science, because I'm a researcher, I'm a scientist, so I can talk more about science in Ukraine and in other countries. And if you want to know more about Ukrainian science, about entomology, about insects, about hornets, beetles, bugs, butterflies, moths, cultures of insects, honeybees, hornets, wasps, welcome to join this channel, welcome to subscribe, press likes, and visit my another new videos which I'm uploading regularly on this channel of YouTube. Thank you for being with me, thank you for your interest and curiosity, good luck, best greetings from Kyiv, capital of Ukraine. See you soon on my channel. Bye bye. See you soon. The sooner, the better. New streams are coming soon. Join my channel. Bye bye.